Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Karn Eldrazi Ramp on the draw for Game 1, Preordain. And a snow-covered island. My snow-covered island. Top, bottom draw. Passing... Utopia Sprawl, go Breeding Pool, Shock. Utopia Sprawl, does it resolve? It does for red, we'll pass. I mean, this allows us for multiple lines next turn between Malevolent Rumble and K Command. Draw. They have open blue mana. I'm thinking we go K Command as a permission spell. Not entirely certain what we're up against. Hold. Fetch with the Flooded Strand. Sewers. So I guess it could be Murktide still. Prismatic Ending. Guess it could be... Was it Esper Murktide? Preordain. Bottom draw. Paying cost for Preordain. Looking for a land, maybe? Top, bottom draw. And put a pause on end step. I'll cast K Command, X equals 2. And done. So go top, draw. Shields are more or less down, so we'll go Sowing Mycospawn. Cavern Souls, name Eldrazi. Tempted to go Rumble first, but if they do that, then there's a chance we won't be able to kick the Mycospawn. And opponent scoops it up immediately. We actually didn't really get a good read on this. I'm still thinking that it's Murktide, though. I could be wrong. The colors certainly match up. So I think we just bring in Dismember, cut 2 Karn, and call it a day. Thinking that we have to be mindful of Harbinger as well as Consign to Memory. Hand's okay. We have 7 hits off the top for Soul Lands. Another 3 off Rumble. So we're looking at least 10 hits off the top 2 draws. We'll keep and pass. We'll start with Temple. Hallowed Fountain, Shock, Preordain. Tamiyo, okay. Rumble, alright. We'll go Temple and hold. And hold. Preordain. That's 2 draws, so Tamiyo's not flipped yet. Top, bottom draw, Watery Grave, Shock, and pass. Feels like they're holding a consign. Tamiyo attacks. They get a clue. Draw. Another Ugin. If we're playing around a consign, then we could force check with Rumble. I will do that. Force check passes. I'll grab Lab. And pass. And hold on the off chance that they have a Bowmaster. They'll attack. Opponent gets a clue. Fetch with the Floodstrand. Why do that now? Shock of a Watery Grave down to 13. White, black, blue for a Kaido. Okay, yep. Opponent chooses not to. Oh, because we hadn't gotten to that point where it was not blocked. Yes. There's Ninjutsu. Yes, down to 17. Surveil. This does, however, mean that opponent shields are down short of a force. They didn't force the Rumble, so I think it's safe to say that they at least didn't have the force. Keeps 2 cards on top and draws. Draw. Ghost Quarter. Ugin Lab. Imprint Ugin. Cast Talisman. 4, 5, 6. We can K command X equals 2 on their turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's right, because that will allow me to then cast Ugin on 7. Yes, I think that makes the most sense. Because that way we can tease out a Consign or a Counterspell. Hollow Fountain Shock to 11. Opponent goes to the combat. Half tempted to K command for blockers. Attack. I will not be sacking the Eldrazi spawn. There's Consign. Down to 14. There's Tamiyo. Kaito. Two cards on top, draw, and pass. Draw. Chrysalis. We do not have red. Forest. Ugin. Target Kaido. Do they have a counterspell or consign? Pass. Can't do much about two consigns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll be too short of Ugin next turn. Take the 3 down to 11. 11 all. Surveil. They can flip the Tamiyo and plus, which I think is correct. 2 spell snares to yard and draw. Preordained triggers Tamiyo. 1 top, 1 bottom draw. Tamiyo tick up. So next turn they will be grabbing Consign, so we need to land something now. Opponent down to 8. Emrakul. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. play Ghost Quarter. I need 5, so I will need to tap this. Emrakul. Do you have a consign? Paying cost. Consigned to memory. Yeah, I mean, that is a lot of consigns that you have passing. No reason to Ghost Quarter then. We'll pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to be at least 2 short, or I guess at most 2 short of Ugin next turn. They return consign. Yeah, so now we not need to play around consign again. I mean, if they just play a defensive game here, they should win. Puts a Kaido into grave. Draws and draw. Drifter. 2, 4, 7. I mean, I think it's worth simply evoking the Null Drifter rather than casting because, well, it doesn't force them to consign, does it? Yeah, so I think I will be forced to cast. Let's get them to use that consign to memory. Bowmaster. Bowmaster target me. So it means that they're going to give me the draw. However, that should then present lethal damage. Because they're going to hit me for another 2 down to 5. Subtlety. Bottom. Draw 2. Lethal damage is on board, and I have no recourse. We will concede. So this is Murktide. Lost for game 2. Let's move on to game 3, shall we? Yeah, I mean, having 3 consigns there was just a beating and a half. Let's run it back. On the play for game 3. I'll keep. Play Wooded Foothill. Pass. And pause on end step. Hallowed Fountain Shock for Tamiyo. Fetch of the Wooded Foothills. For a Hedge Maze. Trigger Dismember Top. Play Cavernous Souls. Name Eldrazi. I could force check here and attempt to resolve Malevolent Rumble. Alternatively, I could hold up Dismember for upkeep and hit the Tamiyo. They can't play Kaito next turn, so I'm going to force check. No force. We hit a temple. Four types in yard. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next turn, we can have up to 5 mana. Given that we know there's no force, I'm going to dismember the Tamiyo now. Tamiyo down. And pass. Flooded Strand. Fetch or Watergrave Shock for a frog? Yes. So we need to see a K command off top, ideally. Draw. There's our Stomping Ground. Not a K command, however. Four. I'll play the Eldrazi Temple and pass. There could have been an argument to shocking in the Stomping Grounds on the off chance that they play Harbinger on 3. That actually could have been the right move. We'll see if it bites us. The thing is, it just heavily telegraphs. There's Null Drifter. I will evoke. Actually, yes, I will evoke. Draw 2, K return. Do you have Consign? Black. Cling to Dust. That resolves. Blue. Consign. Why not just consign both? Interesting. Trigger 5 types in Yard. Stomping Grounds tapped and pass. Interesting. Could be that they're trying to get cards in Yard for a Murktide. We'll pass. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 will be too short of Emrakul next turn. Go to combat. Attack with Frog. Down to 13. They're up to 7 cards in hand. Shock in the Hallowed Fountain down to 12. Blue, blue. For Murktide. Okay, so I was right. Draw. Temple. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We will be one. We are currently 1 short. Problem now becomes this. We die, don't we? Opponent will have 6 cards in hand, be able to pump the frog to 7. Meaning that even if a single card in their hand is an instant or sorcery, it will pump the Murktide. Yeah, we just drew into no real action. Let's confirm one more time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 short of Emrakul. I'm going to hold the K return. But it is likely that we simply lose to the Frog Murktide. Attacks. Okay, opponent doesn't go for it. That is fascinating. They for sure should have had the win, right? I'm not crazy for thinking of that. Cast K return. Do you have a force and negation that you're willing to hard cast? Pitching Pest Control to save the frog. So yeah, they could have won. Draw. Gemstone Caverns. Cast Emrakul. Make it uncounterable. Short of a subtlety, this will put us into a decent position. Do you have a consigned memory? Looks like a subtlety. Sink. And then you need to, or should jump the frog. I guess it doesn't matter, right? In my opinion, you should jump the frog. Yep, grow the Murktide. So they had the win. They most certainly had the win. They just were playing conservatively, and I guess for good reason. The funny part is, actually, they had, if they did not have the sink and the stupor, we would have been fine. Well, damn. All right, no point in firing this off. We will concede. GG's. Yeah, I mean, we were a bit threat light there, unfortunately. We didn't draw into anything of value, and by the time we were able to play something of value, it was just a little bit too late. It is what it is. That said, we'll be back for match number 2. All right, and we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. I'll keep. But it reveals Devourer, so could be a mirror match. Misty Rainforest, fetch. If that's the case, I'm thinking we don't need to worry about Beseju specifically, so we're going to go Breeding Pool Shocked. Utopia Sprawl for red, and pass. And pass. Let's take a look and see what flavor of Eldrazi this is. Looks like Tron. That's good to know. There's a Mind Stone. And draw. Double Temple. Initially, my thought was to go for Chrysalis, but I think going for a Rumble here will be better. Yes. Rumble. There's the Myco spawn. We can always grab back the World Breaker later. And pass. And pass. So next turn's a kicked Myco spawn. We'll have 6 mana, so unfortunately we can't play Writhing Chrysalis and Myco spawn. Just a bit short of mana and green sources. And there's mine. 4 mana, could be Karn. Could be a Thought-Knot Seer. Thought-Knot Seer would probably be the worst case scenario, but it wouldn't be horrible either. Karn would be a little bit annoying though, admittedly. But I think we'd be able to get there in the end. Another Mind Stone, 3 cards. Clearing Flesh Rake. Okay. That is fine. Draw. Eldrazi Temple. Actually, I think I want to do something specific here. Kick Sowing Mycospawn will take out the lab. I'm going to grab an Ugin lab. Trigger, imprint Ugin. Cast K-Return and pass. And pass. Next we're going to play Writhing Chrysalis. There's a tower. Karn? Or a Thought-Knot? Thought-Knot would be okay now. Karn, not so much. No, Karn would be okay. We have a threat on board. K-Command. We currently have access to 8 mana. Unfortunately, we're too short of playing the breaker on the same turn. So no dice there. I guess we're at 9 mana. Play Writhing Chrysalis. Trigger. Play Wooded Foothill. Go to combat. Attack with Mycospawn. Go to end step. Do you have a K command X equals 2? You do. I'll push him to 6 mana. 7, 8, 8, 10. Then we'll get rid of a spawn here. Zero top, 2 bottom, draw. Wooded Foothills fetch. Or a forest. I am going to ramp in exile. Actually, let's be smart in case they run main deck Dismember. Trigger. Trigger. I guess it technically doesn't matter because they can still dismember it regardless. And 5. 2, 4, 7, 9, 10. Finds another mine. There's KGC. They can't play bridge on the same turn, which is nice. Minus KGC. 4. Ensnaring bridge. It'll be a turn late for bridge. All right. On end step. Trigger 1, trigger 2, trigger 3. Return Worldbreaker to hand, sacrificing the forest. Emrakul. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, trying to think of the best case scenario here. I can make Emrakul work, but we're going to do it on their following turn. So I am going to go to combat. Attack Karn, attack Karn. Dismember. Resolves. Alright, this does inform me of my decisions then. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Instead of doing what I was going to do, I'm going to cast Emrakul, the Promised End. Opponent goes, geez, those are some insane draws. I mean, the deck has a ton of haymakers, so only takes one draw to turn the tide of the game. Alright, waste, bridge, draw, power plant. So they do have the power plant. Main. Minus Karn. No. Do I want to sacrifice the Mind Stone now is the question. And it does get a bit awkward because we'll have 2, 4, 6, 9. I think I just leave the Mind Stones where they are. The worst case scenario, of course, is if they draw into an Ulamog. So I guess maybe 2, 4, 6, 9. If we draw with the Mind Stone now, might not be a bad idea. Draw a card. Draw a card. Mystic Forge, that is a problem, but they'll have to spend 4 out of the 9, so they'll only have 5 available thereafter. I will pass. And pass. So yes, they'll have 9 mana, but they have to spend the mana on, actual things. One of them being Bridge, and the problem with Bridge is that we can World Breaker it. Plus Karn, plays Power Plant, yes, you have 9 mana. The question is now what? There's Bridge, sure. We have the World Breaker for Bridge. There's Mystic Forge. You only have 2 mana left over. Thought-Knot Seer will get the World Breakers. They did find it. Okay. 2, 4, 6. We would like a land then. Draw. K command. 2, 4, 6. We're short on Ugin. The problem now becomes they'll have access to a Mystic Forge. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. In that case, I'm going to cast a K command and try and dig for Breaker. Use everything but the green. Trigger, trigger. And done. Seven deep, we do not find what we need to get rid of Bridge. However, we do find Karn, and we have 8 mana. Karn, since we have Karn on both sides, it means that we aren't able to utilize activated abilities. So I do get concerned about what does Karn do for me here. Not too much, I fear. Graveyards and exile. So that doesn't stop Mystic Forge from doing Mystic Forge things. We can't use EE. Sure, we could use Chalice, but that's kind of a moot point. They're not going to minus Karn, so I'm not too worried about that. Trinisphere doesn't do much. So I think we do actually want to bottom all. As ugly as that is. And draw. You speak of luck, opponent, but you have no idea. And hit bridge. And that will be the game. All right, solid win for game 1 against the Eldrazi Tron. I do want to bring in Dismember. I want to bring in Consign. I'll cut the K returns. Cut a Gemstone, cut a Bajuka Bog. Oh, actually, we do want the Gemstone. Scratch that. I'll cut the Emrakul. And run it back like this. Okay. Yeah, because in that moment we had, I think, like 4 hits. We had... even Rumble probably won't have been enough. Yeah, we really only had so many hits there. I think it may have just been the breaker now, think about it. Oh. Trying to think as far as sideboard plan here for Eldrazi Tron. There isn't too much that I can think of that they bring in for other Eldrazi decks. We'll play Temple on 1 in case we find another Temple. Keep, pass. Opponent goes down to 6 cards, the start. down to 5. So yeah, as far as hits off the top, of course there's Temple, but our hand kind of is good in its own right, so I'm not too worried. Power Plant, tap, map, pass, draw. Another Rumble, not great to see, but it's okay. Pass. Mines, they have Tron on 3. Draw, lab. Fortunately, no 7-mana value spell for the K command X2. So in that case, we'll go Windswept Teeth. Fetch. I'll go Breeding Pool Shock. I guess we have the Hedge Maze. We'll go Stomping Ground Shock. Malevolent Rumble. Crack Map. For Tower. Cavernous Souls. I'll grab the Cavernous Souls. We do have an untapped green source on the off chance they do have Karn into a Liquid Metal. At least that way we can get a threat on board. I'll pass. Mindstone. Mindstone to Karn. Karn to Liquid Metal. Okay. This is, while not ideal, fine, right? Yep. Draw. Liquid Metal target. I could X equals 2 here, but not really worth it. Draw. Another forest. I do wonder. Because this now means we can't play the Myco Spawn. I wonder if it's just worth it to go forest and hold up the K command. It might be. Alternatively, you can go Rumble, but I will go with a forest and hold up K command. Because if they have nothing else going for them and they just try and strip mine me out, we'll be in an okay position. This will be a K command X equals 3. Float 2. What they should do now is phase change. They do not. What else do you got in hand for those final 3? They threaten the phase change. I'm going to K command X equals 3. And done. Utopia Sprawl is mana neutral, but just not a great play right now with Liquid Metal Coating on board, so we're going to bottom all. Sanctum of Ugin doesn't really get us anywhere either, for that matter. 3. Glaring Fleshraker resolves. 4. To a Thought-Knot Seer, do you take the command or take the Myco Spawn? You do have blockers now for Karn. I think maybe next turn we might rumble and try and go for an Emrakul. Because 5, 10, 10, 11, 11 minus 1, 10. So we'd have to hit the final 3 types. Interesting. And draw. There's this member. We can dismember the Thought Knot. Let's start by... Go Sanctum of Ugin. Alternatively, I could just go Forest. That way you could always go for like a Myco spawn. And I'll rumble like this. Let's rumble. There's Myco spawn, there's Ugin. We also could just go Temple. And we could K-Command. That is a genuine thought. I mean, what's the benefit of Myco spawn at this point? I guess it does ramp us, right? You can play the Sanctum of Ugin, Myco spawn. And I guess it would be one... The thing is we have to minus, right? Because we're losing out on spawns as a result. Alternatively, I can Temple and K-Command again. But does that really add too much? Again, I think we're going for an Emrakul at this point. So it might just be right to go for Temple. It forces them to focus on the Temple as well. We'll hold up the Dismember, and at this point we'll pass. We're definitely in a tough spot, but we're not out yet. 7 types in Yard. 2 cards in hand. They can make it 3 with Mind Stone. Goes to combat. We're not blocking, because we could block into K-Command. However, that is a bit of a trap into an EE. I could block the Flesh Rake and then dismember the Thought Knot at least. There is some thought to that, though. Go to blocks. Block the Flesh Rake. Dismember to the Thought Knot. It's neutral as far as damage is concerned. So Thought Knot down, I'll draw a card. Again, what we're looking for is the Emrakul, and we do find it. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and at least 15. Second main. Again, you have 2 cards in hand. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we should have 13 as long as they don't clear my yard. even if they liquid metal coating the temple, that would be fine. We do have enough to also get rid of the Glaring Flesh Raker, which is something to consider. If we do cast the Emrakul and it does resolve, we'll liquid metal their own Karn plus Karn on itself and slam it into Emrakul. Karn minus. So if they go for Tormod's Crypt, that will be an issue. Sundering Titan. Glaring Flesh Rake. This does take out 2. ETB trigger. ETB trigger. So I'm going to have to scry draw then. That resolves. And then targets. I will float the Stomping Ground. We'll take out the forest, take out the Stomping Ground. Yes. Before we phase change. X equals 3. So we have 7, 10. We're going to be short 3 mana is the problem. Bottom, bottom, bottom draw. Temple. Draw. Liquid metal coating. Sowing Mycospawn. Seven, 10, 12. We are short and will continue to be short. Right? No, actually. We will have to block the Sundering Titan at least. Okay. You might still be in this. Play the Eldrazi Temple. We pass. If we had another K command, this would be even better, but we don't. Comes down to what they have in hand. Ugin Lab. I imagine no imprint. No imprint. 2 cards in hand. Float 2 just to scare him a bit. Plus Karn. Phase change. We'll let it go. Again, we have to block the Sundering Titan. Blocks. Okay. As it stands, I need a 7 mana value spell. Sire 7 deaths is fine. Down to 6, down to 5. We're at 11. A 7-mana value spell will get us to 13, which does mean the Sire's a little bit unfortunate. Consigns late, we'll concede. Yeah, that was an awkward one. He just kept on drawing into kind of mediocre cards. Lost for game 2, on to game 3. We are a little bit at a time deficit, so we do need to be mindful of that fact. Let's run it back after cutting the gemstone. Yeah, the Sundering Time was a good call. And it cut me short in just the right ways that they needed. Alrighty. On the play for game 3. Mulligan. Very reactive, but only one counter spell. I think we have the mulligan. If we draw into the right lands, the Karn on 3, which is not bad. Malevolent Rumble wouldn't be bad either. So we have like 7 hits. I'll mulligan this. Keep this one. We pitch the K commands is the question. We're looking at Wooded Foothills, Utopia Sprawl. I think I do. Reveals Devourer. Wooded Foothill, fetch. Go Breeding Pool, shock, Utopia Sprawl for red. And pass, and pass. If we find a temple, that wouldn't be bad. Otherwise, we'll play Cavernous Soul's Talisman. Ugin Lab, Imprint Devourer, Mindstone. Map. Map. Pass. 3 cards in hand. Draw. Ugin. Talisman. Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. So we have a Writhing Chrysalis on 3. If we draw into a land, on 4 we can cast Ugin and start a turn or 2-turn clock. Fetch with a map, which means they didn't have a land in hand. That's significant. Power Plant, plays the Power Plant and passes. Draw. Temple. There's the land we needed. Pass. And hold. Short of a TKS, we should have the win. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Crack map. Finds tower. Plays tower. And passes. Draw. Kick Mycospawn. Use found tower before. We'll get rid of tower now. I'm tempted to Ghost Quarter here. And Ghost Quarter. attack. And hold. This way they can't play Karn, they can't play TKS short of another Soul Land. There's map. So they'll find their other tower at this point. Draw. Chrysalis. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can't play both. So in that case, we are going to trigger 1. Trigger 2. Ugin. No targets. So a 2-turn clock has been initiated. Ugin plus. Draw temple, play temple, go to combat. They shouldn't have anything of haste, so I'll hit them for 7 down to 11. Pass. They'll have 8 mana this turn. Question becomes, what do they do with this 8 mana? They could play Karn into bridge. That is a potential option. Currently we're looking at 9 potential damage. Can you deal with Ugin? That is the question. Cyrus 7 Deaths would help, but it wouldn't get you to cross the finish line necessarily. What are we thinking here, friend? I mean, you have all the mana in the world. 4. For TKS, it's Writhing Chrysalis. That is fine. So Lethal's no longer on board. They don't have a Flesh Raker because they would have cast that first before the TKS. They could still have the Karn, but the Karn won't really do too much. And they'll have to tick up lest I hit it with a Writhing Chrysalis. And Zoin Mycospawn. We'll get 2 draws off of Ugin. Another 4. They could have another TKS. It's just going to be a 4/4 body. There's the Karn. Interesting. Karn minus for what? Or does Karn plus to keep it on board? Karn minus. You could try and go Disruptor Flute if you have it, or Pithing Needle. That is a thought. Now, at least that way you would be able to stop Ugin from ulting the following turn. Currently have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 non-Eldrazi, or 4, 6, 7, 2, 4, 5, or 2, 4, 6, 7, 10. Stonebrain I don't think is really a good play here, especially now with Karn. So I will plus with Ugin. Malevolent Rumble. Go to combat. Swing a Karn, swing a Karn. You might as well block the Sowing Myco spawn. But Karn will go down. Best case scenario off this Rumble might actually be a Sowing Myco spawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, either that or a World Breaker. Karn is down. Malevolent Rumble. Sire's 7 deaths, also a big hitter. Could go Sire, could go could go Karn. I'm gonna go Sire 7 deaths. Trigger. If your out here was going to be the Stone Brain, let's shut that down. Karn plus on Talisman as a blocker and pass. Because now you have 2 major threats on board. And again, if Ugin's ult resolves, we just simply win. Opponent's at a time deficit now. They have 8 mana and 4 unknowns in hand. If they have a K command, they can at least buy some time with Ugin. If they don't have a K command or a way to deal with the Talisman, they should just be losing on the spot. Because they'll be out pretty much all their lands and I'll just have a board full of Eldrazi. Worst case scenario here for us would be a Tron land into Ulamog. The Ulamog is not as commonly played even in Eldrazi Tron at this point. Plays tower. Yee. 3 unknowns in hand. That is 11 mana on board. 4. Karn. Time's a ticking, opponent. If you don't have a Pithy Needle or Disruptor's Flute for Ugin, you lose. I guess you could Liquid Metal Coating. Ballista? Nope. Opponent, you forgot about something really important. I have a Karn on board, which means Ballista no shoot. Ballista no shoot. Yup. 'Tis an artifact. And that should be the game. GG's. That draw is nuts, but you played it very well. Thank you, I appreciate you, opponent. Not sure if you're in the Eldrazi Tron Discord, but if so, I'll see you there. Alright, solid game against Eldrazi Tron. Played out to its fullest. We'll be back for match 3. Alright, and we're back for match 3. On the draw for game 1, we will keep and we will pass. Opponent goes down to 6 cards in hand. And keeps, reveals Devour. Let's see what flavor of Eldrazi this is. So my guess is E-Ramp. So we'll definitely need some good hits off this Rumble and or K command. Given Devourer, it is most likely a Gruul variant if it is E-Ramp. Yep, looking like E-Ramp. Could technically, keywords there, be green E-Tron, but unlikely. Misty Rain, fetch. Breeding Pool Shock for red. Actually, there might be some worth going Stomping Ground Shock for green. Yes. Stomping Ground Shock for green. And pass, and pass. This way can Cavernous Soul's Talisman Rumble. Windswept Teeth fetch. Stomping Ground Shock to 17 for Malevolent Rumble. Yep. There's Rumble. Do you take the Temple or take the Spawn? Do you have a Spawn in hand is the question, right? So now there is an argument, chooses Myco Spawn. So now there is an argument for K command. We can K command X equals 0. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to Rumble. Do I Rumble first? So I could play Talisman. No, so if I play Soul's Talisman Rumble, we won't be able to play the K command. So I'm going to Rumble first. Double green, Rumble. There's the Eldrazi Temple like I was hoping. So we'll go Temple. Actually, I was kind of hoping for a lab, to be completely honest, but this will work. I'm going to Scry Draw Exile. And done. There's a Chrysalis, and we'll pass. And pass. So this way they do not have the ability to kick a Myco Spawn, which is ideal. However, we don't really have much in the way of follow-up, is the only problem. So we do need to just kind of continue to ramp into something. If we draw into a Myco Spawn of our own, that would be fantastic. Hugin Lab. Okay, so they did have the 6 mana for the kicked Myco Spawn, so we played that correctly. It's possible they might just go for a non-kicked Myco Spawn, and that looks to be the case. They could go Ghost Quarters and try and set me back. That would be a bit annoying, but not the end of the world. Looks like they'll go Temple. And draw. Another Rumble. Interesting. So we can do a few things. Right now we have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, even if I Ghost Quarter, it's not enough to stop another kicked Myco Spawn or World Breaker. 2, 4, I guess it would put them down by 1. So we could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 short on the Emrakul. So my first thought is to go Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. Go green, colorless, red. Go Chrysalis first. No, I guess we can go Talisman first. Go Talisman first. 5. Play Talisman. Play Chrysalis. I'm going to do it like this. So let's basically ramp as hard as possible, and we'll pass in full at that point. And hold. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Eldrazi. We have 8 for non-Eldrazi, which is relevant. Ghost Quarters will set me back a little bit, but not by too much. If that's their biggest play, then that's fine. Yep, Ghost Quarter. I will use its ability and grab a forest. 2, 4. Eldrazi. Okay, so looks like it could be a kicked Myco Spawn or a World Break. Tis a kicked Myco Spawn. 6 cards in Yard. They might want to go a Jukabog. Goes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They'll hit the Temple. 2, 4, 6. We're now short on the Ugin, which is a genuine problem. They go Wooded Foothills. Why Wooded Foothills? That seems odd. Unless they have a Writhing Chrysalis in hand, maybe? No attacks. And draw. That'll get me where I want to be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Imprint. Do I rumble? I kind of want to hold up a spawn as a blocker. Trigger. Always yield. Ugin. Ugin no targets. I mean, if they don't have a way to deal with Ugin, again, we have now start a 2-turn clock. Sprawl. We'll pass. No attacks. We're now on the defensive. They'll fetch with Wooded Foothills, likely for a commercial district. They couldn't put Jukabog because of it being in Yard. That's right. Sprawl into Yard, so yeah, they're looking for action. Though even an Emrakul wouldn't necessarily get them what they need. This is becoming interesting. Yeah, they have to attack in at Ugin. Go to blocks. Sacrifice the spawn, trigger. Red. K return, pass in full, so Writhing Chrysalis will go down. Yep, that resolves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tapped. And draw. Ugin plus. And draw. Myco Spawn. For red. 2, 4, 6, 7. So I will start with Malevolent Rumble. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So yes, we'll go another Sowing Mycospawn. Done. Kick the Sowing Mycospawn. No targets. Go after the temple. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could go for a Ghost Quarters, take out the temple. However, let's take a look at their yard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to go Bajuka Bog. This will also clear out the K return. So no option for Emrakul. And we have a blocker for the Ugin, which will finish out the game next turn. Their only immediate out here would be a K command X equals 4. The Devourer does not cut it. And pass. 2 cards in hand. And opponent scoops it up. Solid win. So this is Eldrazi Ramp. Win for game 1. Let's move on to game 2. Since opponent is on Gruul, they're going to be on Stone Rain in the side. We'll cut our K return and run it back. All right. Let's see if we can close it out in 2. That would be ideal. Right. Yeah, as far as sideboard is concerned, they should be taking out the K returns, bringing in the Stone Rain. Maybe, in some cases, bringing in Nature's Claim. Personally, I don't like it, but I do know people who do. So, that is a possibility. I think actually in my sideboard guide I might suggest bringing in Nature's Claim. Kind of curious now. Do I? Eldrazi Ramp. No, just the Stone Rain. Like I said, I guess you could argue for the Nature's Claim, but there's not too much that I'd pull out in the mirror, so yeah, I think it's just a Stone Rain will come in. That should be about it, methinks. On the draw for game 2. We can keep this, yes. Keep. Pass. Go Misty Rainforest, fetch for a forest. The reason why I'm not going to go for... I guess we could at least go for, like, the Stomping Ground. Maybe forest should be fine. No, we'll go Stomping Ground. In case they exile the Sprawl. But yeah, Misty Rainforest, Stomping Ground, Utopia Sprawl for green or for blue. It'd be good for us to have multiple blue sources. So I'm going to say for blue. Wooded Foothills, passing, draw. A second Utopia Sprawl. Okay, well, in that case, Misty Rain. Stomping Ground, Shock. for blue. Pass. Use one card on top. Windswept Heath. Fetch. Forest. Malevolent Rumble. Nature's Claim, K command takes the sprawl. Draw. K command. I think K commanding the spawn might be right in case they're landlight. So I'm gonna go Ugin Lab. Ugin Lab, imprint Ugin. Green, blue. I'm tempted to Utopia Sprawl, but plain, I think K command X2 is right. Let's go K command X equals 2. And done. And pass. Floats the spawn for 1. I can't really do much with that, short of a dismember. But it is the responsible thing to do, so credit where credit's due. Hold the spawns. Temple. Utopia Sprawl. Do you have the Stone Rain? For red. Yes, you do. Stone Rain, yes. That resolves. Draw. Another consign. Right now we're kind of just in a consign game plan. So I'm going to Ghost Court. I'm going to get rid of their colorless source. And go after the E-Temp. And at that point, I think we just hold up the consigned memory. Yeah. I need to draw into something though, tell you what. One, two, three, Rumble. We have some of the Stone Rain. Does find a Stone Brain. I mean, you have a lot of things that you're going to want to hit with Stone Brain. That's why I don't like it in the matchup, especially if I do land on a Karn next turn. But chooses the Stone Brain. Plays Stone Brain. Yep, 2 cards in hand. I'll let that resolve. And a Temple. Okay. Stone Brain target me, naming what? And they now will know about the consigned to memory. Maybe there would have been value in hitting it. Yeah, naming Emrakul is fine. I mean, we have Ugin as another finisher. And we have 2 consigns in hand that they're going to have to permanently play around. And I think we're in an okay position. And pass. Draw. Sanctum. I'm gonna go Wooded Foothill and pass. I'm gonna set up our draw with the Hedge Maze. And if needed, fetch for a Breeding Pool to shock. Another Stone Brain. Well, they now know about the consign, right? So I will float. I will cast. No need to replicate, though. So we'll just consign the Stone Brain. Otherwise, they're just going to Stone Brain out consign. That would be the right move. Fetch the Wooded Foothill. For Hedge Maze, trigger, Rumble top. Play Sanctum of Ugin. Play Malevolent Rumble. Sire 7 Deaths is appealing, so we'll grab Sire. And we'll pass. And hold up the Consigned Memory. So we'll have 3, 5, 7. Would like another land ideally so we can hold up the Consign. Stomping Grounds tapped, 1 in hand, draw. Or 1 in hand, pass, then draw. Another Sprawl. I think we just hold up the Consign. So go... I guess might make more sense to go green, Sprawl for red, and then hold. I don't need to be impatient here, right? That's my biggest thing. Two, 4. Writhing Chris, yeah, that's fine. Not exactly a big threat in my opinion. And draw. There's a Myco spawn, okay. So, I mean, I can kick. And we'll go for green, because, yeah. Kick a Myco spawn. I think I want to go after their colorless source again. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to fetch for a Breeding Pool Shock. Probably could have played that a little bit differently, sacrifice the spawns, but this is fine. Passing. 2 Talisman resolves. I'll block the Writhing Chris if they want to attack in with it. Force them to sack spawns. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd go up to 8. I'll take it. Yeah. I could be aggressive there, but I think it's fine. Draw. 2, 5, 6, 7. Sire 7 Deaths. Trigger Sanctum. Yes. I'm gonna go with a Null Drift. That we can dig a bit deeper. Go to combat the Sowing Myco spawn. Down to 15. end step, and pass. Two Talisman resolves. No attacks for obvious reasons. Draw. K command. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are short on color sources, so I'll play the Talisman. Hold up K command and consign. Attack with Cyrus 7 deaths. Down to 8. And hold the K command. Wooded Foothills. Yeah, they've been just drawing nothing but bricks. To be fair, I think they overboarded pretty heavily. Between 2 Nature's Claims, a Stone Rain. Want this? 4, 5, 6, 7. Cyrus 7 deaths of their own. Yeah, we'll consign that. No reason not to. Go to end step. Cast for K command X equals 3. Done. Karn the Great Creator, Bajuka Bog. Bajuka Bog does seem appealing. So I'm thinking bottom, top, draw. Go. Do you want to go Sowing Myco Spawn, attack in? Trying to think of the way that I can win here. We could plus on the Talisman. No, so we'll just attack with Sire. Block and block. Okay. So I need to put 4 damage on you. Yes. No, I guess it doesn't matter, because you can't reassign once this damage has been assigned. That's right. Forgot. Not the old rules. Second main. Karn the Great Creator. Fetch with the Wooded Foothill. Down to 4. Minus Karn. Yes. For Liquid Metal Coating. Cast Liquid Metal Coating. Bajuka Bog, target you. Go to your upkeep. GG's. All right, solid win against Eldrazi Ramp. Well, we will be back for match number 4. All right, and we're back for match 4 on the draw for game 1. Let's take a look. So we go Gemstone. We want the World Breaker in case we draw into a lab. The Talisman's casting window is a little bit awkward, so I think that's the one that we pitch. Yes, we'll keep Gemstone, pitch Talisman, and pass. Looks like Red Belch. Okay. So we really want to ramp out these Soin Mega Spawns as soon as possible. Misty Rainforest fetch. Let's go for, I don't know. Just go for Forest. We already have everything else we need. Rumble. But Jukabog is not it. Could go Drifter to dig a bit deeper. Yikes. Go with Jukabog just in case we need it. But yeah, we need to play this quickly if this is Red Belch. I guess it could be Ruby Storm. That's another possibility, which would also be equally bad. Okay. We need a land for K command. Specifically a colorless land. Sprawl does not get it there. Damn. Funny enough, the Null Drifter would have. Funny enough, the Null Drifter would have. For red. But Jukabog target you, and now we just hope we don't lose. We pass. And pass. Yeah, seeing the Bajukabog there was rough. Lose the flip. 3. Ritual. Up to 5. Ritual. Up to 7. The question now is this traditional Ruby Storm or is it Red Belch? Medallion. Yeesh. Not much better, to be completely honest. That is lethal damage on board. No reason for them not to attack. Draw. Ugin Lab. Currently I've accessed the 5 going into 6. We have no way to block and no way to remove. So that is lethal damage on board. We have no additional recourse. 4 types in yard. Okay, hold on. 4. We'd bump it up to 5 with the command. We'd be able to command 5. No, that'd only give us 10. There is still a line. A really strange one, though. One that requires a very specific set of cards off the top. We're going to need to see a Malevolent Rumble, a Null Drifter, and a K return. But there's an out. Let's see if we can hit it. So, Ugin Lab. Imprint Breaker, we're going to have to hold the Gemstone. Ramp Scry Draw. Like I said. I guess we'd have to hold an additional green as well. Yes. Like I said, this has to be like a very specific set of cards that we hit. We have to float the green. We have to keep a blue. So we use the red. We use the colorless for 3. Okay. None of that is it. So we need to see a rumble off the top. Karn does not get us there either. We'll concede. Okay. Worth a shot. Yeah, if we had saw Rumble, saw the return, saw the Null Drifter, he could have swept for 10, but we did not. Okay. So, this does make this interesting. We're on the play. That was their turn 3. Turn 2. Turn 3. Okay, so they're still running at a turn 3 clock. We want Consign, we want Dismember, we want a Jailer, we want Chalice, we want 2 Trinisphere. Yikes. Let's check the sideboard guide. Yeah, the Storm Scale does push us into wanting Consign. Yeah, Chalice, Jailer, 2 Dismember, Trinisphere, and adding 3 Consigns. You can cut the Gemstone, cut the Ghost Quarter, cut Sire's 7 Deaths, and 2 Chrysalis. Kind of where we're at. Yeah. Let's run it back and see what we can do. On the play for game 2. I will keep. We're looking for a 7-mana value spell off the top so we can play a turn 2 Karn. Thinking we go... Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, that complicates things. Verdant Catacombs fetch. Yeah, that turned it into a turn 3 into a turn 2. Damn. Actually thinking that we should have played the Breeding Pool. Forest. Sprawl for red. And pass. And pass. And I've got a problem. That is a problem. Ruby Medallion. Draw. Play the Talisman of Impulse. Play Wooded Foothill. Pass. Pause on end step. I mean, if they win, they win here. Not much we can do. Reckless Impulse for Prismatic Ending Ritual. So they could Prismatic the Talisman. That would kind of suck. Ritual. If they go into Storm Scale, I think I have little to no recourse. They need 6 mana for that. Are they short 1? I want to say it's 7 total. So it should be reduced by 1 to 6. Did they mess up? Oh, no, it is 6. Damn it. Yeah. So that is 28 damage on board. I'm trying to think if I have any recourse here. The only recourse I would have had would have been a Consigned Memory. No dice. I mean, we fetch the Wooded Foothill. Hedge Maze. Trigger. Talisman to Yard. Let's at least see the top card. You're 1 turn short! Oh, that Gemstone Caverns broke me. Yeah, because the most we can do now is play Karn, have 1 mana left over. Damn. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Okay. Concede. Well, that's Ruby Storm for you. Sometimes win some, sometimes you don't. Ruby Storm, lost for game 1, lost for game 2, and we will be back for match 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. How many hits do I have off the top here? Soul Lands, so that's 8 alone. I'll keep it. Like, any land, any untapped land would be good. Verdant Catacombs, fetch. We don't know what we're up against, so we're going to go for a forest to play it safe. Utopia Sprawl for red. And pass. And pass. Steam Vents, shock. Is this prowess? What? Mako and blue. We whiff on the land, so we need one more land drop. I mean, it could be, what, Grixis Hollow One, splash blue for consign? It's not outside the realm possibility. Arid Mesa. Street Wraith. So yeah, looking like Hollow One still. Maybe just splash blue for the consign. Weird. Arid Mesa, fetch, Blood Crypt, shock. Honestly, I would not be against a Burning Inquiry. Psychic. Oh. Oh. I'm in danger. Vengevine? Huh. Huh. Blazing Ripala? What is happening? Huh. That is frightening. Uh-huh. Down to 11. Down to 10. Down to 9. Oh, and the hollow one. Okay, oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll concede to that. Oh my god. I mean, what do you do there? Lost for game 1. Let's move on to game 2. That was insane. K-Return still looks solid here, so does Dismember. The Vengevine does raise the question of whether or not we want to bring in a Soulish Jailer. We could do it over, let's say, Karn. We don't want the Gemstone on the play. Ghost Quarter can cut. We can cut 2 Karn, keep 1 Karn in for the Tormod's Crypt. Is there a world where you want Trinisphere? It's aggressive-ish, and it would make it so that they can't discount the Hollow One. Can't Madness the Root Walla. I mean, I'm not sure if that is as necessary. So I think we just run it back like this. I mean, I know full well that this deck is just slot machine noises dot sound, basically. So that was quite something. On the play for game 2. It's a bit slow, but we can make it work. Go Verdant Catacombs, pass, pause on end step. Scouting Tarn, fetch, 19. Steam Vent, shock. For a Mako. Pause on end step, fetch. For Stomping Grounds, tapped. Draw. Do we have a Summon Valley spell? We do. Ugin Lab, Imprint. Tempted to go to end step to see if they have a Street Wraith. I don't think they do, so I'm gonna go K-Return. And pass. Okay, so we got it off board. Next turn we can Myco spawn. It'll be non-kicked, unfortunately. Hedron Crab. Huh. Well, there is the consign. There's also Phoenix. You want to haste your crab? You could haste your crab. Well, no, actually you can't. You're short 2. Burning Inquiry. I do like the Emrakul you gave me, though. Voila. So I think I do need to Bajuka Bog opponent between the Faithless Looting and the... Oh, jeez Christ. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you hit my temple, you absolute. Two types in yard. Okay, we can make this work. So let's start with Sowing Microspawn. We're gonna go Bajuka Bog. Bajuka Bog, target you. So no Phoenix, no Faithless Looting for you. No. We'll block the hollow one with the Sowing Microspawn. Next turn, I will be able to play the Talisman and then evoke the Null Drifter to sweep the board. Yes. That does sound right. Another Burning Inquiry. Shoot. No, we can't do that unless I draw into a Talisman of Curiosity or a Fetch or a Utopia Sprawl. So we do have some hits. They did pitch another Detective Phoenix. So now they're going to get to float the hollow one. Yikes. Oh, they float the Ruala. Okay, we'll block the hollow one. 4 types in yard. 5 types in yards. We have 10, 11. There's the Sprawl. Okay. For blue. Return, let me confirm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11. Yes. Return Null Drifter to hand. Evoke. Draw 2. And sweep. I've already played a land for turn 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next turn at least we can play the World Breaker and exile the Detective's Phoenix. Detective's Phoenix hits for 2. Draw. Talisman. Shock. How many do you need to escape the Ox? 8. You're not there yet. I do think I want to exile a land here. I'm gonna go for blue. See if we can eat a consign. Or at least get consign off the table. There's a consign. What else would they be playing here? So 5, 12, or 1 short. So if we draw into a land, we have Emrakul. And pass. Crab. Wooded Foothills. They can now play the Ox, right? Yes, they can definitely play the Ox. I was hoping that we're going to be able to get the Emrakul down beforehand, slam the Phoenix in, and then exile their yard to Phoenix to bestow on the Emrakul, but that clearly is not going to be the case. Madness, which means that they'll get back the Vengevine. No? No, they missed that window. Yeah, they did. Okay. Hit me for 2 down to 10. I desperately need this Emrakul now. Land. That is land. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I can play the Talisman, push me back up to 13. Perfect. Our turn, comrade. Burning Inquiry. Arid Mesa, Burning Inquiry. Do I want to play their Burning Inquiry for them? Not particularly. We also don't exactly want to hit their Hedron Crab. Interesting. Go to main. Yeah, this one's a bit awkward. We could smash the Ox into the Emrakul. I'm thinking we just will... Okay, here's what we'll do. So, I'm going to Arid Mesa, trigger target self. I'm going to fetch Arid Mesa. I'm going to go Thundering Falls. I'm going to go Thundering Falls and then Crab, target self. Thundering Falls, trigger. I'm going to keep the Scowling Tarn on top. I'm going to attack. And attack with the Detective's Phoenix. I'm going to block with the Emrakul. And then we're going to bestow Detective's Phoenix onto Emrakul. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, done. I'll empty your yard. You'll bestow on the Emrakul. It's a 15/15 with haste, and we pass to you. The only thing you have at this point should be the Burning Inquiry. Plays the Arid Mesa, target self. Fetch Arid Mesa, target self. You have an Ox, but that's about it. Burning Inquiry. Do you have a solution for the Emrakul? Two cards left in hand. Paying cost for Detective's Phoenix, question mark? An Ox. Five cards remaining in hand. I guess I theoretically could have tried to deck them. Yeah, maybe that would have been the right move in retrospect. Not exactly like I want to give them a board full of creatures, though. You can haste a Ox, but you'd need to haste both Oxes. How many frogs are they on? Looks like at least 2, at least 3 consigns. Yeah. Interesting. Paying cost for Phoenix. Okay. I mean, I block the Ox. Done. You can pump the Root Walla, so I'm going to take 8 down to 2. Draw. You'll block for 2 and take 13. That's lethal damage. Confirming that this does have trample? Yes. Attack. And dead. Okay. Well, that was an interesting one, I'll tell you that. We want the gemstone back. So what do we cut is the question. Emrakul is good here, so there's no point in cutting that. I think honestly, maybe just the 3rd Karn. Yeah, I think that might be right. Yep, okay, let's run it back. Don't know if they would have any other changes they would make. Like, there's a world where they could have, like, Nihil Spellbomb inside, but, I mean, I think they're just mainly working with Consign. Since they're 3 colors, I'm doubting that there's going to be a moon effect. Yeah. That's an awkward hand. Mulligan. As much as I want to keep it. We can keep this one, pitch the Hedge Maze, and pass. Fetch the Arid Mesa, Steam Vent Shock for a Mako. Inquiry. Rude. Blazing Root Walla. And draw. Debating here. Whether or not we go the lab. I mean, there's a chance that it gets wheeled at the Burning Inquiry, so I think we do lab. Drift. Pass. And hold. Arid Mesa fetch. Blood Crypt Shock to 14. Froge. Attack for 1, down to 19. Pitch Vengevine, pitch Root Walla, cast Root Walla, trigger Vengevine. Yep. Yikes. So I'm going to need to re-trigger this K return, basically. Yeah, the frog is doing work here, I'll tell you what. Take 5, down to 15. Draw. Talisman. Play Wooded Foothills. The trouble is... yeah. Okay. We'll try and make this work. The hope is that they get aggressive and that they're going to try and pump the Root Wallas. 6, 10. Yeah, I mean, they have lethal if they try that line, right? Fetch a Wooded Foothill. The thing is, I can't, like, sit here and wait for them to do so. Stomping Ground, Shock. And the problem is twofold. Like, I'm going to take 10 here down to 2 no matter what. Yeah, I think maybe I should have put the Stomping Ground tapped in first. We'd at least be at 4. Because the next problem is that they're going to be able to float the frog next turn. Yeah. Pitch Ox. They would be able to play the Ox. 8. Funny enough, they could have won had they pitched Ox first. Yeah, that's a weird one. They could have won. Hold back 1, down to 3. Could have been up to 5. I'm not sure that really matters. Actually, I guess it could if we are able to Sowing Microspawn block. No, we'd have to be able to block the frog. Yeah. Yeah. Not sure it'll matter. Because I think my only out here... No, frog is a 5/6. So I don't have an out even if a K returns the problem. Yeah. Pitch is a consign, so they do not care then. Because, yeah, if we re-trigger K return, the frog remains on board. Nope. Nope. Unfortunate. Because, yeah, we can play the Cavern of Souls, we can cast the Sowing Microspawn. However, we block, I don't know, the frog, and still there's going to be 10 damage bearing down our necks, so didn't matter. Okay, well, I shall concede. Alright, well, that there will end today's league with a 2-3 record at the end of 5. Not great, not horrible. Honestly, not horribly upset with the result. We played well, all things considered. So I can't really... I'm trying to think if I can call back to any, like, major mistakes. Not that I can recall. No. Yeah, not that I can recall. So no major mistakes as far as play is concerned. Just some, like, really explosive turns from our opponents, whether that be Ruby Storm turn 3, Storm Scale in games 1, game 2, practically a turn 2 win from Hollow 1 in game 1, our loss to Murktide. I'm trying to remember our Murktide match, but it's not really coming to me. I think they had, like, in game 2, game 3, just all the consigns. So sometimes win some, sometimes lose some. Today, 2-3 record. We'll be looking at the play data as well as the opening hand data to get a bit more of a feel for before Friday's super qualifier. So we'll be planning that, seeing if we can get an invite to the RC. But with that being said, as always, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. It is always appreciated. For as much as I hope that you all learn from me in both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you as well. With that being said, last but not least, if you have made it to this point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers. which at that point, I'll be able to start saving up towards a streaming PC by monetizing these videos. Though meanwhile, if you do want to support me monetarily, you can do so over on my Patreon, where you can get early access to my YouTube videos and my deck guide. Sorry, I had a little processing error there. I was like, what do you get early access to? My YouTube videos, the one that I'm going to upload right now. But yes, with that being said, folks, as always, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.